Hi, Todd. Welcome to Lunch with LeAnn. We're really happy that you are here today. Welcome, Todd.
Thanks, LeAnn.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me.
So we are here today to talk about our couple of programs and things that you do at LINC, Todd. So it's going to be really exciting. But first things first, we got to talk about what we're having for lunch because it's that time. So do you want to go first? What'd you bring today?
Sure. I've got the Suddenly Salad Classic pasta salad, and I have added a few of my own things to it. I added broccoli and red onions and red peppers and some Parmesan cheese on top.
Ooh, look at that.
You want to see it again?
I do want to see it again. That looks gourmet. I love those salads.
I've been making pasta salads for a long time.
Have you?
Like since I was 15.
Do you ever make them from scratch?
Yes, I do. That's my favorite way of doing it.
Really?
Yep.
What's your favorite pasta salad, Todd?
Well, they're all different, you know. I mean, I toss in it whatever I feel like. I use whatever kind of pasta I want, whatever kind of dressing or dressings I want.
Yeah.
I do mix dressings a lot, not like you. I understand you like the single dressing, but
I'm not a mixer, but there are people in my life that I love dearly that are mixers.
All right, so we'll probably still get along then.
Yeah, we will. So what we make a really amazing, my husband's mom makes this bacon, tomato, onion pasta salad. Oh, it's so with some mayo and it's really good.
Yep. There's all sorts of things you can do. You can make it vegetarian or not.
Yeah.
So
many options. Well, I am having, which was a full plate, but you can see I've already eaten a lot of them. So these are some of the really yummy snap peas that I get from my Global Gardens. So I'm really stoked for those. And then I had a burrito yesterday that I took the carne asada out and made like a salad out of it.
Oh, cool.
Eat all of the burrito, but some of it was gross. So I separated the stuff out.
That's cool. It help eliminate waste.
Right? I'm getting very creative since, you know, groceries have to come to me. I'm learning how to like redo stuff, even though I won't have the tortilla again.
Right.
So Todd, we are here today. We have 5 viewers. So hello, viewers.
5 viewers.
5 viewers. We're here today to talk a little bit about some cool programs and services we offer here at LINC. So why don't we dive into that? And I think the best way to start is just tell us about yourself, Todd. How long have you been at LINC and what do you do at LINC? All that fun stuff. You've been here a long time.
I have, yes. I started in March of 2005. So I just passed the 15-year mark.
Ooh.
And so I was hired as a disability advocate. Mm-hmm. The job title changed several years ago to independent living specialist. I think they thought that was more all-encompassing. Mm-hmm. But I do a lot of different things. And I just realized just maybe 3 years ago, maybe 4, an easy way to explain what I do, because it was never easy to explain. So what I do is I help people with disabilities figure out how to do what they want to do.
Yes.
That's it in a nutshell. So I know I know a little about a lot of different things. I can't really call myself an expert in anything because I help people with so many different things.
Yes. And I love how you say that. And when you said that to me, I ended up writing it on my whiteboard, right? Because it really is, I loved it so much so that I could practice saying that, because it really does, what you do day to day changes depending on the person's needs or desires or goals. So that's a pretty great way to put it. So
it was an epiphany. It was an epiphany when I realized that's what I do.
Yeah. And what's your favorite part of working at LINC, Todd? I didn't prep you for this question, so sorry.
Okay, well, my favorite thing that I do for LINC is set up wheelchair ramps for people.
Oh, look at that. Okay, that happens to be what we're here to talk about. How crazy is that?
That's convenient. Yeah, I like it.
So, tell me a little bit about this ramp setup that you do for people out in the community.
Yeah, well, we have some portable ramps, also called suitcase ramps, that fold up, and sometimes you can even fit them in the trunk of your car if you need to take it with you. These are just for a single step, usually not into a doorway because that makes things kind of awkward. So sometimes, once in a while, I should say, a portable ramp will work and is what's needed, and even sometimes is what's requested. Sometimes people are traveling and they need to be able to get into a relative's home, maybe. But most of the ramps we set up are the aluminum modular ramps. So it's a ramp system. There are pieces of different lengths, from 2 all the way up to 10 feet in length. Those can be connected to each other, and they can be connected to platforms, which are level. So for example, you don't want to step out of your front door onto a ramp, because that could be dangerous, right? And
Right.
Also, when you're coming into the house, you don't want to be, sitting in your wheelchair on a surface that's not level, fumbling with your keys or fumbling with trying to open the door. So we want to put that level platform there right outside your door. So when you step or roll out there, it's level and you're not going to need to worry about falling or rolling anywhere.
Right, right.
Then the ramp will come off of that platform.
Okay.
And we have so many pieces that we're able to create setups for folks that, for example, might live in a manufactured home or an older home that has like maybe 5 or 6 steps going up. Some of these homes have entrances that are 30 to 40 inches off the ground, which is really high. So what the Americans with Disabilities Act requires for schools and public buildings and places like this is to have at least 1 foot of ramp for every inch of rise.
Oh,
so
okay.
Sometimes we need to make a pretty long setup, and usually the home does not have a yard that's big enough for this. So we're able to use platforms to create switchbacks. So we've created some pretty extensive ramp setups with the pieces that we have.
Yeah, because if it's 1 inch, right, or 1 foot for every inch, is that what you said?
At least a foot for every inch of rise.
Yeah, so if you don't have a long enough landing, pad, if you will, runway, then that can be a pretty steep climb. So you create these like switchbacks. Is that what I hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
So whenever possible, we try to meet the ADA requirements. It's not always possible, but the ramps we set up for loan are temporary. Mm-hmm. So it's only going to be there for a few months in most cases.
Yeah. So obviously we do a lot, like we have them ramps in inventory, and we have some other things that we've paid for. What is the cost for the consumer who may need the ramp?
Well, it doesn't have to cost them anything.
Okay.
We do gratefully accept donations, but it's not a requirement. Mm-hmm. So folks can rest assured that they don't have to pay us anything.
Right.
We do ask for a deposit, mm-hmm. Which can be in the form of a personal check, which we do not put in the bank. We just hold on to it until we get our ramps back. But honestly, LeAnn, we've never had to keep someone's deposit. We've never had people run off with ramps that we loaned to them.
That's good.
And so we are able to waive that deposit if they're not able to do it, if they don't have a checking account or something like that.
Right. So really what we're saying is don't let the cost be a barrier to accessing, either getting out of your home or accessing your community. Come and talk to one of our LINC staff to see what we can do to get you what you need for access. So for Todd, sure. Is this only something, because you work out of our Boise office, but of course we have 17 counties in Idaho that we are under our grant support. So tell us, is this Boise only, or where does this reach to?
No, it's pretty much all of the counties that we serve, and even beyond. our previous executive director, Roger Howard, allowed us to set up a ramp in Vail, Oregon, because the folks over there didn't have any other options. So yeah, I mean, we get out there. Twin Falls office is a hub for ramp loans as well. It's Twin Falls and Boise. So the Boise office would take care of areas between us and the Oregon border, and sometimes beyond if it's approved by the director. And then Twin Falls would take care of their surrounding area.
Yeah, that's awesome. So anyone out there can contact us. And if you are somebody watching that's not in Boise or even in our service area, feel free to contact us too if you don't know where to look in your community, because we might know where you can go to find one, either in one of our sister centers for independent living or another community connection. So feel free to reach out to us. So Todd, what's the process? If I'm someone is it someone who has to have a permanent disability? Is it someone who maybe is going in for surgery? Who is eligible for a ramp?
Anybody who thinks they need one and could benefit from one. And they just need to call us and let us know about the need. It doesn't have to be the individual that needs to use the ramp to make contact, although eventually I'd like to talk to them. It doesn't have to be the initial contact.
Yeah.
So just contact either me in the Boise office or Christina Erling in the Twin Falls office. Let us know about the need. We'll schedule an evaluation. I try to get out as soon as possible to take measurements and figure out what pieces would be needed, and if we could do it to begin with, because some homes have entrances that are not configured for a ramp. So sometimes we have to refer folks to find someone to construct something out of wood. But I would say 90 to 95% of the places we go to, we are able to figure out a ramp configuration that could work. So once that evaluation is done, I come back to the office or back home, as the case may be, and compare that request with other requests and parts that I have in the inventory. And I talked to my wonderful coworker, Terry Potter, who's my assistant with the ramp setups and takedowns, and see what his schedule looks like. And, we try to schedule these things to happen as soon as possible based on the order of the requests received. So it might take a week, it might take 4 weeks, it might take 6 weeks, but it just all depends on what ramps we've already got out there. We do loan these things out for an extended period too. We start with a 3-month loan if it's needed for that long. And sometimes based on other requests, we're able to go longer than that.
Yeah. Okay. So they just contact you, and then is that evaluation, I mean, it is the era of COVID right now, right? So are those evaluations done outside the home? Because a lot of these people who will be needing them may have concerns about contact. So what does that look like for you guys in the community when you go to do these evals and installs?
Well, a lot of people, when I come to their home to do the evaluation, it's almost always for the front entrance. Sometimes it's for the back. Sometimes it's for the garage. And once in a great while, they need something inside the home. A lot of people do invite me in when I get there. Usually, before the COVID-19 happened, I would usually come in, but these days I have to tell them, no, I can't come in your house. I can be out here and I can take the measurements with my mask on and all that, but no. And paperwork has to be done through the mail and these sorts of things.
Yeah, definitely some adjustments, but we have all of those in mind. So if that's your barrier to contacting us, let us know, because Todd and Terry and Christina all have definitely that in mind, when your safety and health in mind when they're coming to your home.
And ours.
And yours, yes, absolutely. Yeah, it is a two-way street. So Todd, we do have a Todd Rocks comment on the Todd is the best is the actual comment. So
thank you. Thanks.
And we have an audience of 8. So you are very popular.
Our numbers are increasing.
So I have that it's 12:15 and I can tell that it's Wednesday because I've put lipstick on my face, which I normally don't do unless it's Wednesday lunch with LeAnn, which means we get to eat. But Todd, is there any, like, why can we end just kind of on a note of why is the RAMP program so near and dear to your heart?
I think it's because it's the most instant gratification-y thing I do. When somebody needs a ramp, it's because they can't get out of their home, right? Or they can't do it safely. And then there's a matter of getting back in as well.
Right.
So when Terry and I go out to set up a ramp for someone, it just takes, 2 or 3 hours, and it's like a miracle has occurred for some of these folks because now they can get out.
Yeah.
So you can't put a price on that.
No, it is a pretty amazing program that I don't know if, and it's one way that a lot of people learn about LINC, right? So if they have a temporary disability or a surgery or something, that's one way that, through our AT program and through the RAMP program that they may learn about LINC. So it is one of the good programs and services we offer here. And Todd, you and Christina and Terry do such a good job with it. So appreciate you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
So I appreciate Todd coming on Lunch with LeAnn today. So we'll see you all with Todd won't be here next week. So sorry to Todd's fan base.
It's
but
we'll lunch with Todd.
We'll get him back. We'll have lunch with Todd again, and maybe see a new pasta salad. But we want to say ciao for now, and thank you guys for joining us. And I hope you learned a little bit about LINC and our RAMP program. And if you haven't met the infamous Todd, now you have. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, watchers. Thanks, LeAnn. Have a good one.
Yeah.